Hapas stand simultaneously in multiple places: black, white, brown, yellow, Christian, Buddhist, Shinto, Asia, America. And finding an integrated identity requires that we gain facility in balancing these worlds and moving between them. These skills in balancing my worlds have been invaluable for me personally and also professionally. My mother converted to Christianity when she married my father, but I always associated my Japaneseness with my largely Buddhist Japanese family. In my predominantly white Catholic grade school, I was told that non-Christians were going to hell, and that Christians shouldn't mess with other religions, or even other kinds of Christians for that matter. But to reject Buddhism was to reject my family and my Japaneseness. I knew that this was not an option, so I looked for bridges. I read the entire Bible cover to cover, learned about my grandmother's family shrine, asked a lot of questions. I discovered that ancestor devotion really wasn't idolatrous, and that Catholic saints seemed a lot like ancestors. I became passionate about interreligious dialogue and spent a semester of college in Jerusalem to learn about Judaism and Islam and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. My own search for religious and racial ethnic bridges then led me to become passionate about finding and building bridges in the world. On the one hand, I could describe my Hapa identity as being biracial, multiracial, mixed, Japanese and German. But rather than a Hapa being or essence, I experience Hapa-ness more as a conscious process of becoming, of holding worlds together, worlds that are seen by many as exclusive or contradictory. In fact, there are times when I feel a conflict, but living in that conflict is still who I am and doesn't need to be threatening. Finding places to stand among those shifting worlds, finding bridges, building bridges is exactly what Hapa means to me. It has inspired my career. I focus on interreligious dialogue, and finding bridges between worlds is precisely what I do in interreligious dialogue. My personal identity is important in inspiring my professional work and providing me with my professional strategies. It is also an explicit part of my professional life. As a theologian, I work to construct ways of speaking of the world and the divine that come out of our own lives and contexts. All too often, the people who have constructed our theologies in any religion are the people of privilege. You end up with official theologies that are only reflective of certain people's experiences. I work to incorporate the experiences of those who live in multiple worlds and with multiple identities. I take out of my own Hapa strategy of building bridges between worlds a commitment to interreligious worlds, women's worlds, and those worlds whose voices are often ignored. These lead to new theologies that can speak more adequately to our contemporary multicultural and multi-religious world. Classrooms are very diverse places, racially, politically, religiously, and socioeconomically. We often talk about these topics, and it can raise some uncomfortable situations in the classroom. Moving through these situations honestly and constructively requires a commitment to building bridges. And it also requires a candor and personal engagement on my part. I am open in my classes about my life and use my experiences as locations for class experimentation and discussion. Difficult encounters with racism, racial stereotyping, and ethnic prejudice are instructive. But even more instructive are the strategies of resistance and places of liberation that I have discovered through my own Hapa process. Thank you.